Oh, sorry. Sorry. Bam, bam, bam. Oh.
Okay, the hour being approximately 7 o'clock. I'll call this meeting to order. First item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. Who would like to, Barry Tippy will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Barry. And I meant to say would Barry like to, not Barry Tippy will. Okay, next is the approval of the agenda. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Mayor,
Councilman Chatron.
I make a motion, we approve the agenda.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilman Chatron, seconded by Councilman Bushman. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Opposed, motion carries. First item on the agenda is National Apprentice Week. So I'm assuming there's nobody here to receive this proclamation. Okay, well, I'm going to read it. Whereas National Apprentice Week is celebrating its 8th anniversary of raising awareness of the vital role apprenticeships provide in creating opportunities by allowing apprentices to earn while they learn and preparing a pathway to well-paying careers in the city of Green River and across the nation. Whereas registered apprentice programs enable employers to develop and train their future workforce while offering career seekers affordable paths to secure high-paying jobs. Whereas the city of Green River recognizes the role of registered apprenticeship in expanding opportunities in our workforce that are inclusive of individuals who have been historically underserved, marginalized, and adversely affected by persistent poverty and inequality, thus providing a path for all qualified individuals, including women, youth, people of color, rural communities, justice-involved individuals, and individuals with disabilities. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Pete Russ, Mayor of the City of Green River, do hereby declare November 14th through November 20th as National Apprenticeship Week. And the other proclamation I have is Small Business Saturday. Whereas the city of Green River celebrates our local small businesses and the contributions they make to our local economy and community. Whereas according to the United States Small Business Administration, there are 32.5 million small businesses in the United States. Small businesses represent 99.7% of firms with paid employees, and they are responsible for 62% of the net new jobs created since 1995. Whereas small businesses employ 46.8% of the employees in the private sector in the United States, 79% of consumers understand the importance of supporting small businesses in their community on Small Business Saturday. Over 70% report the day makes them want to encourage others to shop small at independently owned retailers, and 66% report that the day makes them want to shop small all year long. Whereas 58% of shoppers reported they shopped online with a small business, and 54% reported they dine in or ordered takeout from a small restaurant, bar, or cafe on Small Business Saturday in 2021. Whereas the city of Green River supports our local businesses that create jobs, boost our local economy, and preserve our communities. Whereas advocacy groups, as well as public and private organizations across the country, have endorsed the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday. Now, therefore, I, Pete Russ, Mayor of the City of Green River, do hereby proclaim November 26th, 2022 as Small Business Saturday, and urge the residents of our community and communities across the county to support small business and merchants on Small Business Saturday and throughout the year. Okay. Does anybody want to come up and receive this proclamation and take a picture and we can get a little exposure here? I don't have the official one, but
yeah, just stand up. And pushy. You don't want people to get your note, they don't let them know where it's tied up. Let's do this. See what happens later here.
Councilman Zimmerman.
Well, if I don't say it now, I'll never say it. I've been saying this for 4 years. It's appropriate right now. Shop local, buy American. Thank you.
Very good, Councilman, and we're going to miss you saying that at the end of, or sometime during every meeting.
You were going to.
Somebody will pick it up for you. It just won't be the same. Yes, absolutely. Good.
Okay, so not being a big box store, of course, we're very limited to what we can do. However, we have Sip and Shop Wednesday. So it's free coffee on Wednesdays. So you can get a glass or a cup of coffee and sip it while you shop. That's been going on since we opened. It's Wyoming roasted coffee. And then Wednesday nights, I'm staying open late until 7 o'clock through the holiday season until 7 November and December. And then we'll do some classes also on those nights since we're already open, and some wine and some fun little stuff every once in a while. Thursdays, we started exclusive interviews with our artists. And so it's Through the Window at Red, White Buffalo. So we do a live in the morning with a different artist every week so that the customers and the citizens and our supporters can get to know the artists and get to know the reasons why they should support local and support Wyoming and American. It's all right there in one spot. So Friday, Black Friday is really for big box stores. Obviously, being a small business, we can't start Black Friday sales early or even do crazy things like 50% off. So we're offering freshly baked cookies, and our candles are 30% off. And then Small Business Saturday, again, our candles will be 30% off. And freshly baked cookies, just so it smells nice whenever people come in. Kind of a nice positive thing when people walk in the door. And so that's what we're doing for the holiday season. December, who knows what's going to come out. It's usually last minute in my brain anyway, but that's what we have going on right now for the holiday season.
Thank you, Bonnie. Does anybody else want to tell them about what's going on in your business?
They're slowly making like hand signals that I had to be up here, but this is our first full year of living through every season being a small business owner. So we just appreciate the spreading the word about all small businesses in Green River. I've heard a lot of great things. So we didn't know you were here, or we need more of you. And so for those of you that do know about our businesses or other businesses, just spreading the word means more than anything. Nobody shops at only one store. So knowing that there's more than one place to go to for same items, different items is just wonderful. And so they park once and they shop at 5 or 6 going down the block or up Uinta or staying on Flaming Gorge. It doesn't matter as long as they're staying here. So just spread the word about all of us is all that we can ask. And thank you for your support.
You bet. And the fitted sweatshirt that your husband is wearing, my wife has one, and she says it's the softest material that of any of the sweatshirts that she has. She just absolutely loves it. Not that I'm doing any advertising here. And just while we're talking about it, so also the chamber asked me to talk that at the Island Pavilion in Green River, November 18th and the 19th, the 18th, 5 to 9 and 19th, 10 to 3, free door prizes featuring beer and wine sampling. Bring the kids down to see Santa Claus on Saturday from 11 to 1, the 7th annual holiday business showcase. So look around. There's lots of things going on, lots of products, lots of things to get for Christmas that you can get here locally, right, Councilman?
That's right.
Okay.
Let people that like Tupperware or something.
Okay. Good. Good. Okay. Moving on. Do you guys want me to take a 30-second recess so you can split? And she can go home and do her homework? Oh. Okay, we're going to take a 30-second recess. Thank you, guys. See you behind. Okay, here we go. Presentations, recognition of Nathaniel Knight by the Wyoming Water Quality Pollution Control Association for his outstanding service in the water and wastewater laboratory field.
Mayor, Council, Mark Westonsko, Public Works Director. I'd like to ask Nathaniel to come on up for a minute. The Wyoming Water Quality Pollution Control Association every year does a number of recognitions and awards for outstanding service in the field of water and wastewater treatment and just in our industry. And this year, Nathaniel was recognized with the Dr. Gail Zimmerman Award, which is presented to the individual in the industry who for outstanding service in laboratory in lab work. Nathaniel's how long you been with us?
I've been with the
Couple years?
wastewater almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years. So in that time, Nathaniel has come in. He's been digging in real hard in the distribution and the collections and all of that. But in one of the areas he's really shined is he's jumped into the lab to learn all the lab procedures. He's come in with new eyes to look at the way things have been done and some of the records and how they've been kept, come in with a touch for technology and trying to improve our accuracy and our consistency. And it's just been great to have him in there. And I'm so pleased that he was able to be recognized by the state association for his efforts there in the lab. So thanks, Nathaniel.
Way to go.
All right, thank you, guys. Wyoming Waste Connections. We have an update.
I have memos. If the council wants them, I can.
Yep.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thank you for the opportunity to come before you tonight. I am Michelle Foote, the site manager for Wyoming Waste, and I would like to take this time to provide you with an update on our services that we are providing for the city of Green River. For our recycling services, we are still, of course, picking up commingled recycling curbside. That is going very well. At the beginning of October, we started using a walking floor trailer, it's a semi-trailer, to actually haul that material down to the MRF in Salt Lake City. We're able to get more material on that trailer and have it hauled less often than we were with the compactor. So it's working out very well. And we are very much excited about this program with the MRF. When recyclables had a very valuable market earlier this summer, we weren't having to pay any processing fee for that. For September, October, we have had a small processing fee for that material going there, but it's very minimal. With that being said, just as an update, the calendars for the recycle and yard waste collection will be mailed out in the January billing, so people can look for those. They will also be on our website. With our customer communication, Wyoming Waste continues to make communication with our customers an important part of our business. We actively use call blasts, which are automated robocalls to inform customers of any delays. There's also information on our Facebook page and our Wyoming Waste app. And for you, those of you that may not be familiar, our Wyoming Waste app is very user-friendly. It will actually remind you to set your trash out the night before your service day, and it will tell you what, whether it be yard waste or recycling week. So very friendly app, and it's a helpful reminder so we don't forget that. As we approach the holiday season, just a reminder of our schedule. Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, the 24th, the transfer station will be closed. Opening Friday, the 25th for normal business hours. The Thursday and Friday residential and commercial services will be delayed one day. Thursday services being done on Friday, and Friday's services being done on Saturday. Christmas and New Year's Day are both on Sunday. There will be no delay in services. The Saturday of Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, we'll be closing the transfer station at 1 p.m. as that is when the Sweetwater County Solid Waste District number 1 landfill also closes. The transfer station will open the next business day, Tuesday, with normal business hours. We are running ads in the Green River Star the week of the holiday. Our holiday schedule will be included on our introductory message on our phones. And in addition, our app and website and Facebook page will give the holiday schedule. For our transfer station, year to date, we have had 2,170 residents use the transfer station. That is down 30 residents from last year. 2020 was actually our largest year to date. We have had 377 of those 2,000 this year that have disposed of 1,000 pounds or more. 113 are at 1,800 pounds or more. The average is 537 pounds per resident. That is also down 22 pounds from 2021. Like I said, 2020 was our largest year. 2021 and 2022, we've had slight declines. And it's not necessarily the same people coming in. We see the people that have the over 1,800 pounds being those that have like a remodel, tearing out a porch or a fence or something like that. That's when they usually reach it. And as we know, and I'm hoping that not everybody has to put up a fence or do a deck every year. So, we're not seeing those people that reach the 1,800 pounds year after year after year. Up there at the transfer station, we have removed the aluminum railing as it was in a disarray, and it posed a safety issue for both our customers and those and our staff who utilize the facility. We have put in concrete K-rail blocks, and so these blocks interlock, and so now, and they're set 3 foot back from the main wall in this transfer station, and also from the wall where the yard waste is emptied. And finally, our annual price increase. Approaching 2023, it is important that we discuss the annual price increase. In using the CPI from September 2021 to September 2022 for the urban customers as prepared by the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics, the CPI for the parameters listed is a 8.2%. In addition, the Sweetwater County Solid Waste District Number 1 will be increasing its rates effective January 1st, and that increase is 7.44%. We will be doing a price increase effective January 1st, 2023, and the overall increase will be 9.95%. This increase will affect all all commercial and residential customers, and it will cover both the CPI and the landfill increase. So it's a 9.95% together. Again, that will be effective January 1st of 2023. And again, the message will appear on all invoices mailed in December. In addition, we are asking that the same PI be extended to the transfer station. This would increase the tonnage rate from $82.47 a ton to $90.67 per ton. And that is all that I have for the council.
Does anybody have any questions or comments for Michelle? Councilwoman Bushman?
Thank you for your presentation. Can you give a breakdown of the 9.95% and what those allocations are going to go towards for cost or expenses?
So with our agreement that we signed with the city, we do the CPI of the labor statistics, and that's at 8.2%. And that, that was fuel, tires, grease, parts in general, that we use on all of our trucks, wages, insurance, rent on our building, all that has gone up for the year as well. So that is a cumulative of that cost. And then 1.75% of that 9.5 will be to cover our disposal fees that have increased for 2023.
Mayor,
Yes, go ahead, Councilman.
I show that that's about a $3 a month raise increase for each citizen, about $3,
Correct.
maybe a
Yeah, it's
few
like
pennies more.
Yeah, it's like $3 and some. I think it's going to
Three.
take it right to just above 39 a month, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Any other questions or comments for Michelle? Councilman
Well,
Zimmerman?
My math was around $10
Mhm.
a pay cycle.
A quarter, yes.
Some of the retired folks, they pay monthly, but
Mhm.
us folks who work, we still pay quarterly.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Thank you, Michelle. Appreciate the update. Okay, moving on. Item 7 is citizen requests and communications. Are there any citizens in the audience that are not on the agenda that would like to address the council? Seeing none, I'm moving on. Ordinances. Item A, consideration and third and final reading an ordinance amending the City of Green River Code of Ordinances, Chapter 18, Article 6, adding sections 18-79, 18-80, and 18-81. What's your pleasure? I see them there. This is third reading. We've discussed this a number of times. Do we need an update from the chief? We know what's going on. I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor,
Councilman Zimmerman.
I move to approve on third and final reading the amendments to Chapter 18, Article 6, adding sections 18 through 79, 18 through 80, and 18 through 81 of the City of Green River Code of Ordinances.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there anybody in the audience that wants to address this issue? Okay. Go ahead, George.
I had some questions about this ordinance, and then went and talked to Bobby Panetta, and he was really helpful. And I think you were on vacation, Chief, when we did that, but I can't remember if you were or not, but you weren't around that day, but he gave me a lot of information and a lot of questions I had about mostly the severability clause of the ordinance, but I appreciated that and I appreciated the help. And I think the time you guys spent on this has been a lot of time and worthwhile. I didn't realize how much effort it was till after I talked to Bobby. So I really appreciate all the extra effort you guys put in. So thank you.
Good comments, Councilman. Does anybody else have any comments? We have gotten quite a bit of information from the chief clarifying this to us, and I sent that out to you guys. Okay. Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? It's unanimous. Item B, consideration and third and final reading of proposed language ordinance amendment, to the City of Green River Code of Ordinances, adding chapter 17 to appendix B, establishing procedures for the consideration of petitions for restricted use control area overlay district. Do we have a motion?
Mayor,
Councilman Kilpack.
I move to approve on third and final reading the proposed language amendment to the City of Green River Code of Ordinances, adding chapter 17 to appendix B to establish procedures for the consideration for petitions for restricted use control areas, overlay districts, RUCAO, pursuant to Article 16 of the Wyoming Environmental Quality Act.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second it.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Again, for anybody that's wondering, we've discussed these and there's been information provided in lots of different areas. Item A, consideration of an HVAC maintenance contract with MHI Service.
Mayor and Council, Brad Rainey, Parks and Recreation Director. We also maintain the city facilities. This is in regards to the units that heat and cool the main floor of the police department building. Police department's fairly new building. The particular units that were chosen for this on the main floor aren't typical units found in Wyoming. They're typically found in more mild climates. I can't tell you why they were chosen, but it's what we have. We've had issues with them. One of the big problems is we don't have local, at least we've been able to find anybody local to work on them. So when they break down and Tom calls me and it's 20 below and they have no heat, we have to have someone come out of Salt Lake City that's certified to work on the unit, which can be expensive. The purpose of this contract is to bring them out twice a year on a scheduled basis to do preventative maintenance to hopefully avoid some of these calls. We're doing our best to work with these units. It would be very, very expensive to replace them with something different. But I'll take any questions if you have any.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions of Brad? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor,
Councilman Shuttred.
I move to approve the agreement with MHI Services for biannual maintenance of the LG VRF system at the police department building.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilman Shuttred, seconded by Councilman Bushman. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? It's unanimous. Consideration to authorize the submission of a first responder and law enforcement mental health support grant application to the Wyoming Department of Health.
Mayor and Council, Ryan Russ, Government Affairs and Grants. Last session, the legislature recognizing the importance of our first responders' mental health and the additional stresses put on them by the COVID-19 pandemic appropriated $1 million for a mental health wellness grant for our first responders. We were reached out to by the Wyoming Department of Health asking if we would be interested in applying after this was open through the end of September, and apparently they still had some interest in having our application sent to them. So I'm working with the chief and the department to put together an application. We're looking at approximately $20,000 right now. That may fluctuate a little bit. We're working with some providers to hammer that out. Right now, we're looking at including a round of officer wellness checks and peer support training, as well as some interpersonal and professional relationship train the trainer courses to make this a sustainable program. This is 100% federal funds, so there's no match, and we're just asking for your permission to apply.
Okay, is there any questions for Ryan? Okay, seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor,
Councilman Zimmerman.
I move to authorize the submission of a first responder and law enforcement mental health support grant application to the Wyoming Department of Health.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilman Zimmerman, second by Councilman Berg. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. It's unanimous. Consideration to authorize the submission of a Wyoming outdoor recreation grant application.
I believe many of you have been involved in the master planning process for the Greenbelt Master Plan. We have a draft that we'll hopefully present to you soon. But one of the themes that came out of it, this is like a poor summarization of it, but people want to see bank stabilization. They want to see the Greenbelt protected and better access to it for everybody to get to the Greenbelt. There's lots of other things that people ask for too, but those ranked really high. This grant opportunity, this is ARPA funds. State allocated some money for outdoor recreation. They had kind of specific projects that could fall under this grant. This came out July or August, so after we had done the budget, but we wanted to take advantage of this opportunity. So we've been working on this grant. We've done a pre-application already, and now we're going to officially apply for it if you approve it. So many other grants, I can't remember, lots of people have applied and have been weeded out already. So we're moving along, but I kind of wanted to summarize. We have a lot of grants that we've got for this area. I feel like I've been working on it forever, but if you look, oh good, it's up there. I kind of have a breakdown of the grants. If you look in the red there on the map, that is the first grant we got from the Land Water Conservation Fund. That was like back in 2019, and then COVID hit and it got delayed. That's to repair the breach around the kayak structure and fortify that bank. If you were to go out to that bank about 3 feet back from the river, you can see a crack forming where the next time we have high water that will go into the river. So repair that, and then the playground would be replaced under that grant. The next one we got is the one in purple, and that's the concrete pathway that's in poor shape. That's a YDOT TAP grant, and that's to rip out the pathway and pour a new concrete pathway there, and then add lighting to it, which has long been a goal of the council. That's about a $500,000 project. There are $400,000 in grant funds that were awarded for that one. And then this one, the WARG grant, the outdoor recreation grant, involves bank stabilization along the entire length of the park. And then where there's a little fish sign, we're looking to do a pier or platform that goes out over the river that anybody could access and put a line in the river, or just check out the kokanee or take a picture. But we wanted to design it that if you're in a wheelchair, you could roll out over the river and fish. I don't think there's anything like it near us. That's part of the grant, and then a couple benches and shelters along there. But the big theme of these grants is kind of preserving and protecting what we have. This is a really important corridor. It's where most people access the Greenbelt. It connects. I mean, it's recreation, but it's also connecting business, schools. People use it to get from point A to point B. So, and I'll take any questions about the grant. It's a 10% match, which we don't have budgeted because it came out after the budget. So we'd have to address that at the time of if we get a grant agreement. Oh, yeah. So that's the tricky thing about grants. They all have different deadlines and different kind of strings attached. So we've been working to get all these so we can do it as one project. And like the very first one, I've got an extension through like 2025. So, and then we'll do that with the next one, the TAP grant, so that we can do like one construction, save money on mobilization, close the park down for less time.
Cool. Anybody have any questions for Brad? This will be really, really important and really because as you all know, it's a highly used area. And, you know, if you're down at the island, you see cars from out of town, you see the local people, that's where they launch from mostly. Not, I don't mean literally launch in the river. I mean, just start their, you know. So this is absolutely great. I certainly hope they actually talked about it a little bit today in the outdoor recreation meeting, monthly meeting they talked about. And just before Sherry and I had to leave, they were just talking about the last 3 projects that, and ours was the 3rd on the list of those. So I don't know what, it wasn't going to be any decision or anything. It's just talking about them. And they had all the various figures of the lots and lots of people, as you mentioned, that applied for these monies, but we have moved along in the process. That's good. So I'll entertain a motion.
Can I just add?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Brad.
Sorry. One other grant that I forgot to mention, the school district rec mill board is also committed 50,000. So if we get this, we're like over $800,000 in grant funds to us. And the final thing, each entity is allowed 1 grant application under this. Total project amount could go up to 750,000. So we worked strategically with our partners. The Greenbelt Task Force submitted a grant for the trail that they're working on above the college. And also the Mountain Bike Association submitted a grant to improve the trailhead that really needs improvement. And that's also on our property. And they've all moved along too. So we're trying to maximize the benefit for our citizens here. That's all.
Absolutely huge, huge. Cool. Okay. Thank you, Brad. I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor,
Councilman Shetron.
I move to approve the submission of the Wyoming Outdoor Recreation Grant application for Riverside Park improvements in the amount of $300,000.
Second.
Okay. It's been moved by Councilman Shetron, seconded by Councilman Kilpack. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Mayor,
Councilman Shetron.
make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilman Shetron, seconded by Councilman Bushman. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Sorry, there is no discussion. Mr. City Administrator.
Thank you, Mayor Council. I just wanted to thank staff and everybody for filling in for me here on the last couple of weeks while I was out. Everything's going good. They've done a great job. We'll be doing that again about middle of December. So, and then also I've had a couple of meetings with the county regarding some of their buildings and some of the development, what they're moving forward. I will put that together and get that out to you. Putting together what we can look at, trying to tie into some of the master planning as well that the county's doing. But there's a lot of buildings here in town that we've been taking a look at. So look at that.
Thanks, Reed. Mr. City Attorney.
I have no report tonight, Your Honor.
Well, thank you, Galen. I appreciate that. Let's start with Councilman Kilpack.
I'd just like to thank the citizens that for them voting and participating in the election this past week. And I just want to say thank you to them. And the other thing I would like to say is that I'm really thankful that the 6 penny passed. And and I want to give thanks to Ryan, who's worked hard on it, and Steve Core, who worked hard on that program, and also Reed and those in the city that worked hard on that. And then I'd just like to give a word of encouragement to those of us as we move forward with the 6 penny and as we do projects, to make sure that we let the citizens know that these projects are being done by 6 penny and how valuable they are in the future, so that we can continue to have the improvements that we need in our community. So thank you to everybody for that. And that's all I have.
Well said. Thank you, Councilman. Steve, do you have this? I know I handed it out to the other people. I just wondered if does anybody want this explained or do you have it? You okay? Okay. Councilman Jost. Thank you, George. Councilman Bushman.
I just wanted to mention today, I took a half day off and I went to Climb, Wyoming, and I did mock interviews today to help assist them for a few hours and give them some feedback. So it was very rewarding to where I was able to use my skill sets to help them in the interview process. It's kind of scary. Some of them, were stellar, some were just nervous, but all in all, it was a good experience for them. And then I just want to mention free to the community, once again, the sweater and sweatshirt drive from 10 to 2 at the American Legion this Saturday. So it's community, it's free, come pick it up. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Chatron.
I'd also like to commend the staff on how much work they did on the 6-penny educational portion and also the grant stuff. I mean, that means a lot, what Ryan and Brad are doing with these grants on how far this money will go with the city and how much more, we can add to the quality of life. And then just another reminder, as Mayor Russ said earlier, small business showcase this weekend. We'll be doing a ribbon cutting to kind of open up, remind everybody that the holiday seasons are on the way, and that'll kind of be the opening for everybody to shop local. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Burke.
I have no report tonight, Mayor.
Thank you, Robert. Councilman Zimmerman.
Thank you, Mayor. I too would like to echo what Councilman Chatron said about Brad and Ryan, what they've been doing with these grants. It's just phenomenal that we can get so much of this work done like that. So that's really neat and exciting. Thank you, guys. An FYI, today the county commissioners denied Love's the ability to set up their small wastewater treatment plant. They shut it down. What that was going to do was their first plan for dealing with the sewage and the gray water out there at Love's was to do an injection well and a leach field, and it failed. I mean, immediately it failed. And so they came back, this is what they wanted to do. And what it was going to do, it was going to be a small package plant, and it was going to process their sewage, and it was going to dump the effluent into the Green River, just above where we all drink. So the commissioner said, no, thanks, not on our watch. So looks like they probably will still be hauling, which is to Green River, which is supplement to I'm sure Mark would be able to speak to that. But what it's going to do, because of the voters, we've got the 6th penny. Included on the 6th penny is a sewage project out through Jamestown. And since they can't put their small package plant in and put the effluent into the Green River, we're hoping that Love's will decide to put money towards that project and get that going quicker and develop out that way. From day one, I've said it, some of the other councilmen and women have said it, that that's the way Green River needs to move, that way towards the west. And the water that we've already done out to and through Love's and the sewage will really be a big boost for Green River. So this was a good thing. It took some courage. I think it took some courage for the commissioners to deny this. Love's put a lot of pressure on them. This is what they wanted to do. It was denied today. So the commissioners did that. I just wanted to give you that FYI. So some good things on the horizon out there. And shop local, buy American. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Zimmerman. So I too want to thank all the employees, Reed, Ryan, Steve, Tom, Mark, Brad, generally all the department heads, Chris, pardon me, work on the grants together. It really helps the city tremendously. I just want to mention to the council, it's time for me to make recommendations to you guys on appointments to various boards and commissions. So if you want to be on one, doesn't mean you're going to get it, but you need to let me know. That's my job to make appointments. You guys approve them or not. But I'm the one that makes them initially, so I need to hear from you guys. I did hand out something. So just to let you know, the December 6th meeting, Carbon Capture has asked to come and make a presentation and tell us what's going on. They're going to come to our meeting and then they're going to go to Rock Springs meeting. They're also going to go to Granger's meeting because Granger is where they have their facility to be planned. So they're going to come and talk to us on the 6th. So we're at 6 o'clock. So we're going to have another workshop on December 6th. So they're going to come to us, then they're going to go over to Rock Springs. Somewhere during the time they're going to be here from the 5th to the 9th of December, they'll get out to Granger also. So I just wanted to remind you guys of that. And I think that's it. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mayor,
Councilman Kilpatrick.
I'd like to make a
Oh,
motion that we
pardon
move
me.
into an executive session for legal and personnel matters.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion in 2 seconds. All in favor of going to executive session, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. And it is likely that we might take action out of the executive session. Thank you, everybody.
Almost ready to go on this. And the name around the. Rest of it. I think have ruined a lot. That's what's happening.
What's the fish?
Bottom project, all that, show that. Probably look like a couple like parts or veins of rock that go out.
But I used to.
Yeah. I didn't like it because I.
Both of them are actually holdings. Don't blink. It says in the way.
There we go.
The aftermath of it.
Actually, after several years.
I don't know, I know there's waivers right there. We're reach out to next hour to see if we can. Try to Yeah. Oh, that's mostly residential. I don't know how you got it.
Yeah. No. Okay.
It's not new.
We discussed.
Actually, it's going to us. That's why it should be like. That's for sure. Our house was. They did. Hang out, let you guys have that, be part of that meeting.
It's 5 o'clock. Greg's supposed to be out too.
Not there, you're probably sleeping.
Jim's fine.
Make a motion to reconvene.
Zimmerman off the
So we
lead
have a
again.
motion in a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Okay, but Councilman,
I would like to make the motion that we listen to Chris's.
Mayor and council. So the motion that we would like to place on the table for tonight to consider is a 3% COLA for the full-time pay bands effective January 1st. A full-time stipend effective for all full-time employees, $1,000 stipend effective December 15th. For all part-time employees, more than 500 hours, a stipend of $500 effective December 15th. For all part-time employees less than 500 hours, a bonus of $250 effective December 15th, and a stipend for all volunteer firefighters effective December 15th of $750. Any employee that is a volunteer firefighter and a city employee gets the greater of the full-time stipend or the volunteer firefighter stipend.
okay, it's been moved by Councilman Kilpack to adopt the resolution as stated. Seconded by Councilman Jost. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. We'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Been moved and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, stay here.